Let the day be over now. You do not have to carry it any further. Settle down into the warm dark and let your breath go slow, and let this quiet story keep you company down into sleep. You can let go of every word as soon as it has passed. High in a mountain pass, where the road climbs up into the clouds and the winters are long and white, there is a small stone way station with a single chimney and a single warm window. It was built long ago for travelers caught out by the weather, so that no one would have to face the high cold alone. And there is a keeper who tends it, who keeps the fire lit and the kettle warm all through the dark half of the year, waiting for whoever the storms might blow to her door. On the night of this story, the storm was a fierce one. The snow came down so thick that the world beyond the window was nothing but white and dark, and the wind leaned against the little house as if it meant to push it from the mountain. The keeper had banked the fire high, and she sat beside it, listening, the way she always did on the worst nights, in case someone was out there in it. And then, very faint beneath the wind, she heard a knock. She opened the door to a traveler half dead with cold. He had been caught on the high road, and he had walked a long way through the storm. And by the time he reached her door, the cold had gone deep into him, and a fever had come up to meet it. She brought him in, and she sat him by the fire, and she wrapped him in every blanket she had. But she could see, with the clear eye of someone who has tended the sick before, that he was very ill, and that the night ahead would be a hard one. The traveler knew it too. When the shivering let him speak, he told her quietly that he did not think he would see the morning. He asked her not to trouble herself. He said he was ready to let the cold have him, and that she should sleep and not sit up on his account. The keeper didn't argue with him about whether he would live. She did not know if he would. No honest person could have known, but she did not leave his side, and she did not let the fire go down, and she did not let him face the long night by himself, because she could not stop the storm. She could only keep the fire. She could not reach down into his blood and pull the fever out. She could not make the snow stop falling, or the road clear, or the morning come any faster than it would come. All of that was far beyond her. But she could put another log on the fire. She could hold a warm cup to his lips. She could talk to him, low and steady, so that the howling of the wind was not the only sound in the world, and she could stay. Those small things were the whole of what she had to give. And on a night like that one, they were not small at all. Anyone who has worked the long hours of the night at a bedside in a quiet ward knows exactly how that night went. You know how the dark plays tricks in the small hours, how 3 in the morning feels as though it will last forever, as though the sun has forgotten the way back, as though this one night has somehow swallowed all the nights there will ever be. The traveler felt all of that. He grew afraid in the deep part of the dark, the way the very ill so often do when the world goes quiet, and there is nothing left to distract them from the size of the night. And in his fear, he asked her the only thing that ever really matters. He asked her not to leave him alone in it, and she told him the truth, which was the only thing she ever told anyone on a night like that. She said, "I am not going anywhere. I will keep this fire burning, and I will keep talking to you, and I will be right here in this chair when you open your eyes. You do not have to get through this night by yourself. You only have to get through it. And no night, however long, has ever once failed to end. So they waited it out together. Through the worst of the hours, when the fever climbed and the wind screamed and the dark seemed to press its whole weight against the little window, she stayed. She fed the fire. She wiped his brow. She told him small and ordinary stories about nothing in particular, just to keep a warm human voice in the room. And whenever he surfaced from the fever, frightened and lost, the first thing he saw was her, sitting in the firelight, exactly where she had promised to be. And slowly, so slowly that neither of them noticed the moment it began, the night started to turn. The wind, which had seemed like it would never tire, began to ease. The snow at the window thinned. And then, at the very edge of the world, beyond the white peaks, there came the faintest grey line of light. The morning, which the traveller had been so sure he would never see, had found its way back after all. It always does. That is the one thing the long night can never change, no matter how endless it feels while you are inside it. The morning always comes, in the end, for those who can hold on until it does. And the traveller, who had been ready to let the cold take him in the dark, opened his eyes to the grey dawn and found that the worst of the fever had broken with the storm, and that he was, against all his certainty, still alive. He had made it to the morning. He had only ever had to make it to the morning, and he had not had to make it alone. She fed him broth in the new light and let him sleep properly this time, the safe sleep of someone on the other side of a hard night. And in a few days, when the pass was clear, he went on his way, down out of the mountains and back to his life. But he never forgot the keeper of the waystation, or the long night she had sat beside him, or the things she had taught him without ever quite saying it. That you do not have to be strong enough to end the night. You only have to be willing to stay inside it with whatever company you can find until it ends on its own. Because it will. It always, always will. And somewhere high in that mountain pass, even now, there is a small stone house with a warm window and a single chimney, and a keeper beside the fire, listening into the storm, ready to take in whoever the night blows to her door, and to sit with them until the morning comes. And one day, when you find yourself in the longest night of your own, frightened in the small hours and sure the dark will never lift, you might remember her. And you might remember that you do not have to outlast the night by your own strength alone. You only have to hold on and let someone keep the fire and wait, because the grey line of the dawn is already on its way to you. It has never once failed to come. But that is for another time, and not for tonight. Tonight, your own night is a gentle one, and warm and safe. There is no storm at your window. There is only the soft dark and the quiet, and the easy weight of sleep settling over you like a good warm blanket. So let the mountain and the snow grow soft and far away. Let the fire burn low and golden at the edge of your mind. You are warm and you are safe. And the morning, when you need it, will be there. Close your eyes. Let the night be gentle and rest